Welcome to part 10 of Wake Up, Sleeper, Wake Up. This is covering a variety of stuff, and that is what I intended. That's what I wanted to do. It's kind of like the convergence of things, but I want you to understand these things.
At new general elections.
This is part 10, just to make it clear, Wake Up, Sleeper, Wake Up, December the 18th, 2022.
Are simply not enough.
At Harvard UCLA Medical Center, this season's triple threat is taking a toll, both on patients and staff.
We are having significant numbers of people in the waiting room for much longer than we are accustomed to, simply because so many ER nurses are out.
Are you seeing an increase in patients who are coming in with one of these three viruses?
Yes, certainly in our urgent care and emergency room.
The story is similar in the South. Mississippi has only 65 ICU beds in the entire state as of Thursday. Hospitals are looking to other states for help, but neighboring Tennessee and Alabama are maxed out too. And while RSV cases are dropping, pediatric cases of COVID are up 50%, and the flu is surging. 44 states plus DC and Puerto Rico are experiencing high or very high flu rates, like in New York City, where masks are back out and being worn on streets and subways.
Just gonna keep my mask on. That's it, because I'm not trying to get sick.
The city's flu numbers over the holiday set records.
Thanksgiving data showed we had more cases at that Thanksgiving on November 26th than we have ever had in the last 12 years.
In pharmacies all over the country, the shelves can't stay stocked, even though manufacturers say production hasn't changed. In especially short supply, pediatric pain and fever medication.
Are any of you suffering from end times fatigue? Are world events weighing heavily on your mind? Are the
Like no other. Like no other. Let me get the next footage.
The world's going to Hades in a handbasket.
You don't
We
say.
are desperately concerned about
You're
the
the one of the
circumstance
ones helping to
relating
get
to avian flu. We don't have enough vaccines. We don't have enough police officers. And we're going to debate the next 3 weeks, I'm told, gay marriage, a flag amendment, and God only knows what else. I can't believe the American people can't see through this. We already have a law, the Defense of Marriage Act.
Why is it that these people are always talking about zinies? You know, the old vaxies? Even back then.
To avian flu. We don't have enough vaccines. We don't have enough police officers. And we're going to debate the next 3 weeks, I'm told, gay marriage, a flag amendment, and God only knows what else. I can't believe the American people can't see through this. We already have a law, the Defense of Marriage Act, where we've all voted, not where I voted and others said, look, marriage is between a man and a woman, and states must respect that. Nobody's violated that law. There's been no challenge to that law. Why do we need a constitutional amendment? Marriage is between a man and a woman.
I believe God is
Boy, he sure changed his story. He sure changed his story since back then. But we'll get into that in just a moment.
Constitutional amendment. Marriage is between a man and a woman.
I believe God has raised up Joe Biden for such a time as this. I believe God is using Joe Biden as judgment on the United States of America. Since Biden took office, every kind of evil has run amok. God will use anyone he chooses to fulfill his purpose.
Marriage is between a man and a woman. This other thing you got going is just a sham. It's an abomination in the sight of God. And it's why America's being judged. So congratulations, Uncle Bernie. You really knocked it out of the park. signing that. And you and the other guy before you, y'all are doing an excellent job. Bringing the judgment of God upon us. That's what you're doing. Congratulations.
And I believe that purpose for Joe Biden is the destruction of America.
President Biden is about to sign.
Oh, well, don't give him all the credit. POTUS gets some of that too, don't you, POTUS? That's right. Because let's remember that one part was signed 10 years ago. Biden wasn't in office then. Huh. I'm not referring to Obama either, before y'all go there. Y'all don't even love Obama like you do the other guy. Don't worry, the other guy's coming back. Relax, calm down. Let's get on back into this footage.
The landmark bipartisan bill protecting same-sex and interracial marriages. This historic Respect for Marriage Act requires the federal government to recognize those marriages.
My fellow Americans, that all-consuming, life-altering, love and commitment, that's marriage. Thank you to everyone on the hard-fought victory generations in the making. It's been a long road, but we got it done. We're going to continue the work ahead, I promise you. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. And now, let me sign the Respect for Marriage Act into law.
President Biden on the South Lawn of the White House said to now sign the historic Respect for Marriage Act, the bipartisan bill that passed both the Senate and the House.
I have respect for marriage, but that's not marriage what he's talking about. God backs me up on what I'm saying. That is not marriage. That is abomination. I'm not saying those people can't be forgiven. Don't get mad at me. But it's like, yes, the salvation thing, the plan of salvation, is the same for them as it is for me. And they ain't getting in no other way than I can get in. God's not going to let abominations into heaven. If they want in, they got to come out of their sin, same as anybody else. We're not doing specialties here. This ain't no novelty shop. Jesus gave his precious life to sanctify us. He didn't do that to sanctify the sin. He did that to sanctify the soul. And y'all want to say anything can get in now. No, it can't. No, it can't. What was sin 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, is sin today. What was an abomination 2,000 years ago is an abomination today. Like I said, it's why we're being judged right now. And how many of y'all want to stand up against these abominations? None of y'all, really. That's why they here running amok. And it's why we are at the end of the road. Remember, this is what you wanted.
Before being sent to President Biden, we know that 12 Republican senators, 39 Republicans in the House joining Democrats in making this happen. You heard the president talk about the work that still needs to be done, though he said this is a vital step.
So many Republicans there in the House joining the Democrats making this happen. Well, they're making that happen. May well haps you is, may well haps you ain't. But let me just tell you this. You're not going to change God's mind. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And God changes not. You ain't going to change his mind. Nope, 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 nope. Not going to do it. So, let's get back into some of this footage.
For equality across this country. He thanked House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who was emotional in recent days as this passed the House, one of her final acts as Speaker of the House.
Right, she was that day.
Poor feller, they had to point out to him where to sign on the dotted line because he didn't know where it was at. And don't be mean to him about it. Pray for him.
Thousands watched as President Biden signed this bill into law. And like you said, many notable people were here, many notable advocates who have fought for equality for so long, and some big-name allies with big voices, like Cyndi Lauper and Sam Smith. A star-studded event on the South Lawn of the White House, as President Biden signed the bipartisan Respect for Marriage Act into law. The landmark bill ensures same-sex and interracial marriages are recognized in every state should the Supreme Court decide to overturn.
Oh. Just because you recognize it in every state don't mean God's going to recognize it. He didn't create that kind of marriage. Woman didn't come from woman. Man didn't come from man. He took woman out of the side of a man. That is how it's supposed to go back. And it will be back the way that he intended it. Because anything else is going into hell. It ain't going into heaven. If it ain't his way, it's no way.
Key decisions legalizing those unions in the future.
Marriage is a simple proposition. Who do you love? And will you be loyal to that person you love?
Absolutely,
It's not more complicated than that.
Absolutely, I'll be loyal to who I love. Because I love Jesus. And I am absolutely loyal to my husband. Absolutely 100% loyal. No matter what kind of witchcraft y'all try. Because y'all can't imitate love. You're trying awful hard right now. And as though you make me angry because you're going against the Lord, part of me wants to say thank you because I'm going to get to go home pretty soon here. So, y'all are going to get to go to hell, but I'm going to get to go home. You know, you don't have to go to hell. You can come out of your sin. See you in the next part.